Today we're talking about the keto diet versus the Atkins diet. Both of these diets have become very popular in the last few years in the weight loss circles, and I will tell you which one that I will do again and which one that I will never do again at the end of this video. I want to give you advantages to both and disadvantages to both. So let's talk about the keto diet first and what are its advantages. Well, it's a vegan or vegetarian friendly diet. Because it doesn't have a lot of protein, which mostly comes from meat, then you get a lot of foods that are high in fat, and this is a diet that vegans and vegetarians can adapt quite easily to their lifestyle and get into ketosis and experience some weight loss. So if you're a vegan vegetarian, then the keto diet is probably a diet that you would want to consider. Another advantage is it gets you into ketosis a little bit quicker, at least it did with me. I got into ketosis in about 2 days. So it got me into ketosis pretty quickly. Another advantage is olive oil is king with this diet. If you like olive oil, you can put it on your salads, you can put it on your vegetables. Just about anything that you want to put olive oil on is fine because you need to get your ratios up, and olive oil does that. So if you like olive oil, this is a great diet for you. If you've heard of the Mediterranean diet, you can modify that diet to become a keto diet, and so there's information out there that you can research to do the Mediterranean diet and just adapt it and make it a keto-friendly diet. And lastly, for an advantage, my weight loss seemed to be a little bit quicker with the keto diet than it was with the Atkins diet. So for me at least, the weight loss occurred slightly quicker than with the Atkins. Now let's talk about some of the disadvantages of the keto diet. The main disadvantage for me was that food prep is time consuming and it takes a while to get everything ready for your week's worth of eating. Because you eat a lot of things that are fresh, it requires you to go to the supermarket maybe once or twice during the week to get your foods, and you have to prepare it for your week in advance. So for me at least, the food prep took a little bit more time than I'm willing to commit. It's also hard to get that 70% of fat from your calories with the keto diet. So you end up having to really supplement with olive oil and things like that to get that up to 70%. And I didn't really like that. So at least for me, the 70% was kind of hard to hit with that target to consume that many fats in a day. Another disadvantage is there aren't as many keto pre-made products out there. So if you go to the supermarket and things like that, there's some out there, but there just aren't as many as there are for the Atkins diet. So you just don't get as many opportunities to buy pre-made food, which I like with the keto versus the Atkins. And then the last disadvantage for me at least was I got very bored with this diet. I don't like every vegetable that you can eat with a keto diet, so I was kind of confined to just 5 or 6 vegetables that I had to eat over and over again. So I didn't really enjoy the repetitiveness of that, so I got pretty bored with it. And I don't think I could do this diet much more than a couple weeks, to be honest with you. So that's another disadvantage in my opinion. Okay, so let's talk about the Atkins advantages. Well, first and foremost for me is I'm a meat eater, and the Atkins diet kind of caters to meat eaters. So if you are a carnivore, then the Atkins diet may be a much easier diet for you to follow than the keto diet. It's easy to stay on the Atkins diet if you eat out a lot. So if you're someone who is on the road and you have to stop at restaurants, it's pretty easy to stay on the Atkins diet and eat out, because a lot of times all you have to do is order a sandwich and just take the bread off and just consume whatever's there, the meat or the vegetables with that. So it's not that hard to eat out and stay on the Atkins. Another advantage is there are a lot more pre-made products out there that you can buy in the supermarket that are Atkins friendly. The Atkins Advantage line is pretty easy to find in any supermarket. And again, if you're traveling or if you just like to throw a bar in with you to take out to work, it's easy to do. And generally, most of their products are pretty good. So it's just easy to find those products, more easy to find them than with the keto. It's easier to find the eating to fit within the ratio, which is about a 60% protein, about a 25% fat, and about a 15% carb. That ratio just seems to work easier for me. than the keto, where you have to have such a high fat content. So at least with the Atkins, the ratios seem to be a lot easier for me to handle. And lastly, for an advantage would be I just didn't get bored with the Atkins. So the Atkins gave me plenty of variety. I could probably stay on that for a very long period of time and not get bored with it like I did with the keto. So the Atkins was much easier not to get bored. So I'm definitely going to make that an advantage. There are some disadvantages to the Atkins as well, so we need to cover those. One of those would be it's easy to eat a lot of red meat on the Atkins, and for certain people that may not be a good idea. If you're a person who has high cholesterol perhaps, or has an issue with your heart, maybe eating a lot of red meat isn't a great idea. So the Atkins diet, at least in that respect, may not be good for you. But you can just switch over to eat more lean meats, which are chicken, turkey, fish, etc., pork. So you can do it. It's just sometimes it's easy to get into that habit of eating red meat. Another disadvantage was I didn't get into ketosis quite as quickly with the Atkins. It wasn't a huge difference, but maybe 6 to 8 hours difference that I didn't get into ketosis with the Atkins. So I got into it a little bit quicker with the ketogenic diet than with the Atkins diet. Another disadvantage is because you're eating a lot of protein, and sometimes that's a lot of meat, you can disrupt your bowel patterns. So what I would tell people, if you're finding that to be an issue, is just go ahead and make sure that you supplement your diet with a lot of fiber, and that should help in that respect. And then the last disadvantage for me was it's a more expensive diet. Because you're eating meat and the meat is more expensive, you can find that this diet can be substantially more expensive than the keto diet. So that may be a huge disadvantage for some people. So there are some advantages, there are some disadvantages to both, but I told you I would tell you which one that I would do again. No question the Atkins is easier for me because I do eat meat, and I don't have any problem doing that diet again in the future. I just didn't like the keto diet. I didn't like the high fat. I didn't like the meal prep. There were just a lot of drawbacks for me personally. So I don't think I'll ever do the keto again, but definitely will do the Atkins again. So I hope that helps some people out there who are on the fence about which one is best, the Atkins or the keto diet. So again, please like and subscribe if you like this, and we'll see you on the next video.